Hello, everybody. Hope you're enjoying all this content today. I'm really excited to bring to the stage another one of our incredible sponsors. Eric Lambrecht from Feed Media Group is going to come and talk to you guys about legally using music within your projects, your businesses, etc. I'm really excited about this topic because I think it's really important to make sure that our artists and our creators actually get paid for the work that they do. And so this is a really incredible company thinking about that space. So you're going to hear more from them actually tomorrow with Dario is going to be speaking about that space as well. But for now, you're going to hear Eric. Eric, without further ado, I'm
Hello.
to the stage. Hello.
Yes, thank you for having me. I hope I can follow up Hazel's presentation. I got to bring some energy here. Yeah, thank you for having me. My name is Eric Lambrecht. I'm with Feed Media Group, and I'm going to talk a little bit about who we are and what we're trying to do. And I'm going to lead you down the path to the creation of Adaptr, which is our new service for startups that want to add on-demand music streaming to their apps and digital devices. Then I'm going to do a geeky dive into the ingestion and publishing pipeline that we built for Adaptr to support streaming and rights reporting. And then I'm going to go even geekier into the second half of this and do some live coding with the Adaptr JavaScript SDK to show you how easy it is to add legal on-demand music to your app. You know what I realized? Let me share my screen here. Oops. Okay, oh, and then let's make sure you guys can hear my computer. Okay, so here at Feed Media Group, when we started, our belief was that if you add popular music to your app or website, it'll make it more memorable and deliver a better experience to the end user, which means they'll return to your app or website and they'll spend more time in it and they'll come back. It's a simple idea, and I think everybody agrees it makes sense. But for businesses, getting access to popular music to add to their app or website is a really difficult thing to do with many legal and technical hurdles. So fixing this is what we set out to do. And so as this slide points out, we're on a mission to make it easy and fast for businesses to use popular music to power the most engaging customer experiences. We've been building our streaming platform for the past 10 years. What makes us special is that we really do handle everything. Businesses come to us with a need for music, and we acquire it, we curate it, we stream it, we deal with all the legal and technical complexities so our customers don't have to. We currently offer two services on our platform. The first is Feed FM, which has full service music curation and streaming. We do this for a wide range of clients like Nautilus, American Eagle, Outfitters, Mayo Clinic, and Mirror and Tonal. Our other service is Adaptr, which is barely a year old and is targeted to smaller startups who want to fully take control of music in their apps. So Feed FM is a complete solution for companies that want fully curated radio style music playback. We work with them to integrate our software into their applications, and then we handle everything from there. We acquire and curate the music, we stream it to those applications, we offer legal indemnification to our customers, and we handle all the rights holder payments, reporting, and playback restrictions, if any. We track playback analytics for these customers and our curators that use the data to make sure we're playing the right music. We give our customers dashboards to see how they're engaging with music and to compare users that listen to music with users that don't to prove that music makes a difference in their app. Feed customers are in the gaming industry, the retail industry, and health and fitness. In particular, we've had a lot of success in the fitness world, where popular music is key to a good workout, and lots of curation work is required to keep the music fresh and interesting. We sponsored a survey that found 93% of people say that music makes or breaks a workout, so we know we're providing a lot of value to these customers. We've also looked at our analytics for all our Feed FM customers across all the different industries, and we've proven that our original thesis is correct. Users who listen to music in an app stick around in the app longer, almost 3 times longer, and they're more likely to return to the app in the short term and the long term than users who don't listen to music. Now, FeedFM has worked really well for a number of businesses, but it's not a perfect fit for everybody. Not all businesses can get by with the radio style music playback. And some businesses are using music in new ways that don't fit into the licensing that existing feed customers fall under. One particular type of business that keeps coming back to us looking for solutions are early stage startups. From their point of view, when they come to us, they have a number of alternatives. None are really great. They can either not use music, which isn't really an option. They can use stock music, which doesn't give their users the experience they're trying to achieve. They really want to get popular music to their end users. They can hire advisors to work out individual deals with rights holders, but it tends to take more time than the startups want to invest before launch. It tends to be very expensive. So they're not super excited about that either. Or they can infringe and just hope things work in the future. Given these choices, a lot of startups just end up infringing, or they'll try to go ahead, not really understanding all the details and the intricacies of music rights and playback, and they'll miss something, right? So we've discovered that this link between startups and rights holders is broken. So rights holders would love to do deals with these startups, but they don't really have the resources to manage them. Many startups don't pan out, so the rights holders need some commitments up front to justify the time to make each of these deals. And then when a deal is made, it's difficult to monitor and police the usage to make sure things are going as expected. You have to rely on the startup to report to you properly, and sometimes they might be going a little too fast for their own good for that. So this is a horrible state of affairs, and this is why we came up with Adaptr. So Adaptr was created specifically for developers and startups to quickly and easily stream on-demand commercial music in their apps and internet-connected devices. The service is like FeedFM, and that we take care of both the legal and the technical side of things, but it's special because we partnered with rights holders to pre-clear the music in our catalog to be used specifically by early stage businesses in an on-demand manner. We've also made the service as streamlined as possible so that developers can log in and begin building something immediately. Our goal for Adaptr is to be the bridge between rights holders who want to be paid for their content and be on new and exciting applications, and early stage businesses that want to get access to music without having to spend a lot of money up front or negotiating direct licensing deals. Now I could continue talking about the business side of things, but I'm the CTO here. So what gets me really excited is to go over the things we've built and our offering. So what I want to do for the rest of the presentation is show you what we've built, and then we'll do a live coding session with the JavaScript API. You can see how it works in action. So what does it take to deliver streaming music? I actually break it down into 4 different parts. The first is acquisition and rights clearance, getting your material and making sure you have all the rights for it. Then you've got metadata management, getting all the data you need to display your audio. And then here we say user interface and controls, but it's really platform support and song delivery and streaming, making sure we can stream to all the different types of devices out there and that it works properly and everyone can hear everything. And then the final one is analytics and payments. How do we track what's going on and make sure the proper people get paid and our customers can see what's happening and make sure that music's working. So the first section there, ingestion and rights clearance. This is what we've built. Adaptr, we've made deals with over 250 different music providers, and they represent over 7,000 publishers. These providers get music to us in various ways. The very first is with this protocol called DDEX, which is supported by the larger labels like Warner Music, who's done a deal with us. And through this protocol, we get audio files, we get metadata, and we get country release dates and times when the music is available to go live. Other smaller producers or other smaller providers that we work with don't have that full protocol implemented. And so they'll send us basic audio files along with CSV files. They give us enough information to identify their files and do reporting for them. And then some are so small that we have a content management system where we can upload individual songs for playback and use in our system, right? When we get all of this stuff from all these different providers, our raw music catalog comes to about 4.5 million songs. It changes day to day. With the DDEX protocol, we get between 100 and 10,000 updates a day that our system is constantly churning through and processing. With that raw music catalog, we send those files to an external service to match recordings up with publisher ownership and writer ownership, so that we know that we've got the two owners of the music, right? The recording owner and the publisher. That narrows down our catalog. It goes down from 4.5 million all the way down to 700, around almost 800,000 songs, that where we know who all the owners of each song is. And then we match that against our database of companies that we've done deals with. So we only pull in and make available in our final cleared music catalog songs for which we've got the publishing rights and we've got the master recording rights, and we know we can use that stuff. Next step in the whole process coming in that we've built is metadata processing. So on the one hand, the first thing is really the audio files. Some providers give us audio files in all the different formats we need and samples, and it's all great. Others give us a high res version, and we kick off processes to make the different encodings of those files and to extract samples from those files. So our website, adaptr.com, you can go on and you can sample music for playback. We also have processes that analyze the audio in the files. So we can pull out BPM data, which is helpful for categorizing things. But more importantly, it's extracting loudness data from our audio files. So when we play music from different providers, it sounds roughly the same level of loudness. Songs don't jump around. We also make use of third-party services to get extra metadata for the songs in our system. We get mood, tempo, genre, popularity data. We also use some of that data to try to resolve duplicates. You'll have one song that appears in all sorts of different albums and compilations. We try to group that stuff up so it's a little easier to deal with. And then we also pull in artwork for our albums and our artists. And that data is made available on the Adaptr website when you're building playlists. And it's also made available to our SDK users. So in your end application, when you're playing a song, you can display album artwork. And once we have all this stuff, it's sent off into these two indexes that we build. One is for the Feed FM site. And this is for our internal curators and Feed FM customers. They use this to build stations that they publish. And another index for the Adaptr website, which is for all the Adaptr users, so they can build playlists of music. Once we've built our collections of music that we want to publish, everything gets fed into our API servers. This is a cluster of servers that have a REST API that allow clients and different platforms to search for and retrieve music while also enforcing playback rules. Clients request songs from the API servers and they report back when the songs are liked, completed, stopped, or skipped. We have some clients that work directly with the REST API in order to get music into their platform. We've had some kind of esoteric platforms people have used before, but most find it easier just to use our pre-built SDKs. We've built iOS, Android, and JavaScript SDKs that present a really simple music player interface to developers so they don't have to deal with the low-level complexity of getting files and playing them on the local device. And we'll touch this a little later. And I'd say, supporting these different platforms is probably one of the hardest parts of streaming music. There's no end of devices to stream to. Most recently, we've been dealing with Chromecast, AirPlay, Roku, Tizen devices. And there's difference between platforms. There's difference between versions of the same platform. it turns out to be a lot of work to manage all this. And then finally, every play that goes through our system is reported in our play database, where we record the platform that played the song, the SDK that streamed it, the country it was played in, the date and time, exactly how much of the song was played. And we also record session level data. So we know when the application started, when a user started playback of music, stopped playback of music. And if the application owner wants to, they can report other events to us to track, to look for what people are doing when they are or are not playing music. All this data is rolled up daily into a BigQuery database over at Google. And we use this for rights holder reporting, to ASCAP, CSAC, BMI, all the different PROs and the rights holders for direct deals. And we also use it, we also expose it to our customers so they can see what people are playing and when and what's going on. So that's what goes into building the Adaptr site. So what I want to do next is actually try to build something with the Adaptr SDK and show you how it works. Before we start, there's a couple concepts to get across. What our Adaptr customer is building is an app, and you publish playlists that contain music to that app, right? And these apps don't have access to the whole catalog of Adaptr music, although technically you could make a playlist that contained everything. You can make as many playlists as you want, go crazy. You'll see also as I go through this, the SDK refers to playlists sometimes as stations, sometimes as playlists. It's the same thing. So you just think of it as the same thing. This SDK refers to songs as audio files. So that's what we'll call it when I get into it. And then a player is the interface your application uses to interact with Adaptr. When you initialize this player, it contacts the Adaptr servers, it tells them what app the player is being used in, it gets your list of playlists that you publish to the app, and you can tell the player to play a playlist or play specific songs, pause, skip, resume. In the case of the native SDKs for iOS and Android, the player integrates with the native playback controls. So if you're playing music and the user turns off the phone or locks the device, we can interact with the lock screen and handle all that stuff for you so that you as an app developer don't have to think about it. Or you don't have to integrate if you don't want to. It's up to you. So if I want to build a service with Adaptr, where do I start? I will go to Adaptr, right? And just go try it for free. You can fill this out yourselves. I've already got an account, so I'm going to log in with that. Once you're on the Adaptr site, the first thing to do is make a playlist, right? This is what you're going to publish. You can browse our catalog. We have featured collections you can use. We have genres. You can just go straight through the catalog. For this, I'm looking for a song I really like. It's a Daft Punk song. It's an LCD sound system song, I should say, about Daft Punk. We're going to add that to our playlist. Then instead of doing all these one-offs, I'm just going to add all the chart hits to our playlist. And I'm going to name it. Once you've created a playlist, you want to connect it to an app. So what we're going to do is create our app, call it. And then we'll connect the playlist to our app. Once it's connected, we tell Adaptr to publish our music to this app. So now we can build our application and it can access the playlist that we just created, right? So let's go build a simple, actually, let's first check out what we could use to build our app with. If you go to the Adaptr site, go to the SDK session. We have a page that talks about concepts in our SDKs and how they work, and links to our three basic supported SDKs, iOS, Android, and JavaScript. For today, we're going to work with the JavaScript SDK It's published to NPM. It's called Adaptr Music Player. And we've got type documentation for the player right here. When you go look at it, you'll see really the basic object that everything revolves around is that player that I told you about. When you construct a player, you can tell it to play specific audio files or play a station, which is the same as a playlist. You can tell it to, you can retrieve the state of the player. You can actually make client-side playlists. So the end users in your application can make their own playlists that they save and load up later and play. And you can do searching and basic playback controls: play, pause, skip, stop. The player sends events out to let you know what's going on. So when it starts songs, it'll say play started, play pause, or ended. It'll tell you the metadata, the details about the song that's playing. And the player itself changes its state. It'll tell you what state it's in. It's playing, it's pause, it's idle, right? So let's try to build an app with JavaScript SDK. We'll use Code Sandbox. Super simple and straightforward. We'll create just a vanilla JavaScript app. Kind of delete some of their stuff they've got in there now. And so let's do this. Let's first build, let's just put a simple play button in there. And we'll use this to kick off playback of music, right? Button, label it so it's configured properly. Oops, and we'll say initialize. Okay. To use the Adaptr SDK, you have to import it as a dependency. Luckily, since we're in NPM, it comes right up within Code Sandbox here. Did I get that right? Adaptr Music Player, yep. We go import Adaptr. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is create our music player instance, right? Const player. You have to pass 2 arguments to this to identify your app, right? So the Adaptr servers know who they're talking to. And when you go back to the Adaptr website, click on your app. We have a credentials tab here. And credentials are in the form of a token and secret. I'm going to plug in the token and secret that we give you right here, but you normally wouldn't want to embed those in your web page and share them with the whole world because somebody could abuse those. So you use an endpoint here to create temporary credentials that you'd hand out to different users, right? So we will plug in our token, plug in our secret. Things off and go player.initialize. We'll do, this is a promise. It'll resolve if the end user can listen to any of the music you've selected. They're in the proper country, you have music, it's available. If they're not, it'll throw an error. Unfortunately, for this conference, Adaptr right now is only available to US end users. So if you try this in the UK, you're gonna get this error. I'm sorry about that. But if you're in the US, the player will initialize, and let's get it to, let's wire up that play button so it'll start working, right? So play, pause. Play pause button. Enable it, and then we'll change the text. Okay, so play, pause. Now if someone goes to click on it, let's play some music. Play station. We created a station that I believe or a playlist that we call demo music. So all looks good. So it initialized, it changed to say play. So we hit play. There we go. So we successfully kicked off some music. Not very useful though. I have to reset the page to stop it. So let's add some extra logic in here to add pausing. And let's do this. Play, pause. We're going to update this button based on the state of the player. So play, pause. Oops, play, pause. On. My bad. Player. On. Play. Say when the music player is playing, let's turn that play pause button into a pause button. Player is paused. Let's turn it into a play button. The player is idle when no music's playing. Oops, misspelled that one. Okay, and then let's update when you click the button to change its behavior, right? Oops. Go switch. Look at the state of the player. Say when the player is idle, and they hit play. Just like we did before. It's playing. Let's play back. And there's paused. We will resume playback. There could also be in some kind of buffering state or something. We'll ignore that for right now. Okay, let's see if this works. Hot dog. So now we've got play and pause. Now we really want to know actually what is playing, right? It's not very useful just to hear the music. So we'll give you access to metadata about the current song. And we'll go. We'll say when a player starts a song, we'll go now. Oops. Ooh. Got a little crazy there. All right, when the play starts, we will render the name of the current song. When the play ends, that. So let's see if this works. Okay. All right. So another thing we can add in here, in addition to the simple metadata, title, artist, we have artwork. So if you want to see the album that's being played, We'll go in here. And when a place starts, we'll go artwork. And when this song stops, we'll get rid of the artwork. Let's see if this works. Okay, so it's the same song over and over again. Let's try skipping to the next song. Okay, so the skip button, we'll say when everything's initialized, we'll enable the skip button when a song is actually playing. And when the player goes idle, we'll disable the skip button again. When you click the skip button, just skip. I missed. Oh, it's not skip pause button, it's just a skip button. Did I get that right? Skip button. Add event listener. Let's make sure that, let's see, get on by ID. Did we call it skip? Skip. Hit that button. Oh, I guess I got to tell it what the event is, huh? Click. There we go. Okay, now here we go. There we go. We're going through our list. So this works well, but we said Adaptr does on-demand music, right? So let's show how you can search for and play specific songs with the SDK. All right, we'll add concert. And we'll say search box add event listener. When somebody finally clicks on enter, oh, why didn't our search box show up in the rendering here? Oh, because you know why? It's supposed to be an input. Text. There we go. All right, we'll say if e.code. Once user types into search phrase and hits enter, we'll do player.search on your files, pass it value we've done, and that returns a promise. If response turns back a page of search results, so you can get all sorts of things back. In our case, we're just going to play this single page that we got back, right? So if response at total greater than 0, say player play files, The response given back to us actually gives us an array of audio files and the stations or playlists they're in. We don't care about the playlists or stations right now, so let's just pull out the audio files. Play. So in our playlist, let's see, we've got Pressed by Cardi B. Let's see if we can make that happen. Press. Hey. There we go. Also search for Bang. There we go. So the last thing I'll show you on this, I think hopefully you get in the picture. The last thing I'll show you is now that you're wired up to Adaptr, you can go back to the website and you can make all the changes you want to your playlist, to your music. You can add music, remove music. And then those results are now available. That new updated music is available to your app. So we could add some new music. In my case here, we're just going to move Cardi B up to the top here. And then what we do is we go back to our app, and then the system's noticed we made a change to our playlist. The changes aren't automatically live. What you've got to do is go into your app and then just say publish. Say, okay, make that live. So when you go back to your code, refresh, it does that, then hit play. Plays Cardi B because she's now at the top of our playlist, right? So that's it working. If you want to see something slightly more complex, something more interesting than a simple page that plays music, you can check out in the App Store this Oga Dance app. Very similar to TikTok. They use the Adaptr SDK to integrate music into this with some extra AI they've got for looking at your camera and seeing your body position. But they did a great job with that. And that's what we've got. Adaptr makes it easy to legally stream music to whatever you want. I hope I showed you that it was super easy to do that. You know, our questions out to everybody else. You know, what would you build if you have access to this? What could you do with this? What could you learn with this? What could you integrate with the SDK to learn things about people's behavior when listening or not listening to music? And that's it. I encourage you all to check out the Adaptr website to try to sign up. And that's it.
Thank you so much, Eric. I love the comments in here. It's a shout out to our devs, and I love the comments from the devs that are super excited to get into this. So I'm really excited to see what everyone puts together. Unfortunately, we don't have time for questions, but Pepe is a mentor this weekend who is going to be helping people out while you guys are working on our projects. And like Eric says, you guys will all have a free trial to access Adaptr for the duration of the weekend for your projects. So check it out. Eric, thank you so much for walking us through that. Really appreciate it. People also really love the UI, they said. And with that, we are going to transition to our next speakers. Thank you again, Eric. See you guys in a minute for our next speaker.